over the last few years, we've seen the Bowers of the world, the Laportas of the world, like so many of these tight ends resetting records at the position. Is this more of a NFL teams figuring out ways of utilizing rookie tight ends, or do you attribute this more to just simply a better crop of tight end talent coming out of the collegiate ranks?
Well, of course, it's going to be both. So I think,
Well, which one are
you know,
which one is
really,
more relevant to it?
I think, we look back to the Gronk and Hernandez pairing when everyone realized, oh my God, at least in the modern era, when everyone realized, oh my God, two tight ends, that can be deadly if you have two good tight ends. And, there's Gronk and then Kelsey and Kittle. There's been a lot of just kind of iconic tight ends lately. And that does seem to be kind of how the tight end position goes. It doesn't seem like it's a group where there's usually like 10 to 15 great players at it, because you have to be so physically dominant at the position to really be a great tight end. So I think what kind of that 12 personnel showed everyone was like, okay, Aaron Hernandez, he's not that physically dominant dude. And I think people kind of started just getting a little creative. And once they started getting more creative, especially, with more receivers like Kelsey and such, I think it started showing younger athletes that, okay, you can be a defensive end or a tight end. And if you want to catch the ball, you can be a tight end. And it's kind of the same body type. And you don't have to be super fast and you don't have to be super strong. But if you can kind of do it all, it's a good position. And now it's starting to be recognized in the NFL. And it kind of is just, it's been a cool position recently. So I think a lot more players are gravitating towards that. Receivers are getting so fast just in general nowadays that, maybe those bigger guys, they're deciding to become tight ends earlier on in their careers. I think it, again, really is both that, we saw in the NFL the different ways tight ends can be used, and tight ends then started showing how they can be used differently coming up in college. And, it's kind of chicken or the egg in my mind.